Welcome into the broadcast booth. I'm Cam Crosset on a Friday evening here at Manley Center in Catonsville. We have College of Southern Maryland and CCBC Catonsville. The game is underway as 2-0 lead for CSM, the College of Southern Maryland. First points of the game was scored by Malik Acker. Acker is a first year from Jacksonville, Florida by way of Atlantic Coast. Trenton Hoyt will inbound the pass for CSM. He'll take it himself, actually. He will find Brandon A-Step for three. We apologize for the late start. At first timeout, I will get you lineups for both squads. Meanwhile, Catonsville has the ball. Lance Porter will get it. He'll miss, and the rebound will go to CSM. The Hawks have the ball. Ofa has it. It's out of bounds.
Possession,
Catonsville with possession. We'll actually take a look real quick at the starting lineups for both squads. If Isaiah Alexander, the sophomore from Upper Marlboro, Maryland, wears the number 1 for CSM. Behind him, Brandon Estep, number 3 from Waldorf, Maryland, the first year. Number 11, Tristan Ofa, the sophomore out of Baltimore, Maryland. Then number 15, Trenton Hoyt, the sophomore from Leonardtown. And finally, Malik Acker, the sophomore from Jacksonville, Florida, which I just mentioned. It is a 5-2 ball game just 2 minutes into this contest. As for Catonsville, Karis Scott, he's the point guard, 5'11", first year from Odenton. Mike Wiggins is a 6'9", first year from Parkville, Maryland, who wears the number 10. Lance Porter is a 6'4", sophomore from Randallstown, wears the number 11. Cam Sampson is a 6'1", first year from Richmond, Virginia, wearing the number 12. And finally, the 6'5", first year from Hyattsville, Maryland, number 30, Orion Hall. We're back to action here. CSM has the ball. That is Isaiah Alexander going coast to coast to the rack. The score is now 7-2 CSM. Catonsville's got it. Karis Scott over to Sampson. Sampson back to Hall. Back to Scott. Over to Hall again. Hall, he's guarded by Hoyt. Back to Scott. Over to Sampson. Cross pass to Porter. Porter. He finds Sampson. Back to Scott. Over to Hall. Hall, not a good look. He sees Sampson from 3. In and out for Sampson. Rebound taken away by CSM. Ogba with the ball for CSM. Over to Alexander. Back to Estep. Estep over to Acker for 3. Acker's off. Rebound by Catonsville. Sampson has it. Sampson, long pass to Porter. Porter weaves around his defender, finds Hall in the corner. Hall for 3. He's got it. Dorian Hall, first 3 of the game for Catonsville. Within 2. Alexander has the ball for CSM. Alexander over to Ofa. Ofa stolen away. Karis Scott's got it. Scott, coast to coast. The foul just off. But this is the momentum and the speed Catonsville has. We saw that on Wednesday night against Montgomery College. When they got down, they found an answer. Always a turnover by either Scott or Mike Wiggins. There in the front court. In the back court is Lance Porter and Cam Sampson. Those 2 guys I previously mentioned, Scott and Wiggins, are players to watch tonight for the Catonsville Cardinals. Scott is coming into this matchup with 14 and a half points in average on the season and 79% at the free throw line. And Wiggins is coming to this matchup with 4 points averaging per game and 21% at the free throw line. Meanwhile, Scott got both of those. CSM has the ball. Hoyt turned it over. Mike Wiggins picked it up. So, as previously mentioned, Scott got both free throws. Lance Porter to the rack. He's got it. That's Porter's first points of the game. Ball went out of bounds. but the Hawks of Southern Maryland retain possession. Isaiah Alexander will get the ball. Alexander's got it. Over to Estep. Estep is guarded by Scott. In midcourt. Estep's got it. Over to Alexander. Alexander pass to Ofa. Over to Acker. Kara Scott gets his left hand in there and blocks the ball away. Meanwhile, it goes out of bounds. Estep will get the inbound pass. Score is 9-7, Catonsville. Just 4 minutes gone here in the first half. Alexander's got it for the Hawks. He rises, he misses. Jaceer Vega into the game now for Catonsville with the rebound. Vega, 6'1" sophomore from York. Vega's got it. He's looking for a lane. Scott's to his left. He finds Sampson to his right. Sampson goes in the lane. Back to Vega. Vega for three. Wide right. CSM has the rebound. Hoyt had it for a second, stolen by Vega. Vega pass to Wiggins, who slams it home. Wiggins uses his 6'9" frame to slam the basketball to extend the lead, 11-7. Timeout taken by Coach TJ Prelo and the Cardinals. Take a look at our coaches in this matchup. So on the other side for the Southern Maryland Hawks, it's Coach Alan Hoyt. He's been the team's head coach for 10 years. On the other side is Coach TJ Prelo in his second season. CSM has a 2-14 record on the season. They only have one conference win. That is against Westmoreland Community College back on December the 14th. Meanwhile, for Catonsville, they are struggling as of late. They just dropped their third game in a row to Montgomery College on Wednesday night. They are hopefully looking to rebound tonight against a struggling CSM team. As both teams get back to action, the Cards lead at 11-7. We apologize for the slight delay at the beginning of this contest. Alexander will receive the inbound for CSM. He has Estep. Estep guarded by Sampson. Estep wheels around Sampson. Still has the basketball. Over to Yeager, who was stripped by Cam Hayes, who slams it down. Cam Hayes, the 6'1" first year from Baltimore by way of Archbishop Curley. Yeager checking into the game for CSM is a first year from Washington, D.C. by way of Woodridge High School. Aaron Rieger, number 12. He'll receive the inbound pass. Yeager, over to Estep. Estep guarded by Hayes. He finds Alexander. Alexander motors his way past Wiggins. He still had it. He found Estep in the corner, gave it back to Alexander. Is up, is off. Rebound by Porter. Ball still in the court. Porter picks it up. He's going to take it himself. He fires, floater is off. Rebound the other way. Ofa's got it. Ofa between two defenders. It's off. Wiggins with the rebound. Passes to Hayes, who quiets things down. Good cross pass to Sampson. Sampson for three. He's off. Yeager with the rebound. Yeager over to Alexander. Alexander's got it. Alexander back to Yeager. Yeager in the painted area. He's got the floater. It's a 13-9 ball game. We have a substitution checking back into the game, number 15, Trenton Hoyt. Hoyt is the son of head coach Alan Hoyt. Hoyt is a sophomore from Leonardtown, Maryland, by way of Leonardtown High School. Meanwhile, Vega's got it for the Cards. Vega cross past to Lance Porter, who finds Amir Allen, who just checked into the game. Allen a 6'3" first year from Owings Mills, Maryland, by way of Newtown High School. As Cam Hayes gets the three-pointer. Hayes has 5 points on the night. Alexander is guarded by Tomlin and Porter. Doesn't know what to do with the ball. He just flips it up. Hoyt's there. Hoyt's got it. Over to Ofa. Ofa back to Yeager for three. Yeager's off, just to the left. Hayes gets the rebound. He's off and running. Hayes just lost the handle of that ball. Alexander with the turnover. Guarded by Hayes. Just goes right to the rack. Isaiah Alexander, what a finish by him. Alexander now has 4 points on the night. Vega has got the ball. Over to Hayes. Back to Lance Porter. He sees Allen. Allen back to Hayes. Over to Allen for three. It's just off. Hoyt with the rebound for CSM. Over to Alexander. Alexander over to Hoyt. Hoyt over to Ogburn, who just checked into the game. Caleb Ogburn, a first year from Waldorf, Maryland, by way of Westlake High School. Meanwhile, Catonsville's got the ball. Wendell Tomlin. It was off, but Lance Porter cleans up the missed basket and puts it in. And in the process, Lance Porter was fouled. So he'll go to the line. Lance Porter, a 6'4" sophomore from Randallstown, Maryland, by way of Randallstown High School, averaging 13 points on the season, 83% free throw shooter. Had a 22-point game back on December 4th. He'll see if he can get these 2 free throws. Porter has that one, and that was just an N1. He will complete the three-point play, and the ball's back to CSM. Aaron Yeager will take the inbound pass. Yeager over to Ogburn. Ogburn guarded by Tomlin. Over to Yeager. Yeager over to Estep. Estep has it. Estep in the lane. Was looking for Ogburn, but it went out of bounds. Possession arrow will remain with the Hawks. Hoyt will get the inbound pass. Long pass to Yeager. Yeager just gets it off, but it's stripped by Tomlin. Tomlin with the turnover. Finds Scott, back to Tomlin, rattles it home. Beautiful play by Kara Scott as he finds Wendell Tomlin, who was midway in the air when Tomlin flushed it home. Gets the Cardinals an early 10-point lead, 21-11, the score here. Meanwhile, Ogburn's got it. Over to Hoyt. Hayes is guarding Hoyt. Hoyt flips it behind his back. Cross pass to Yeager, who's off on the three. Allen with the rebound. Allen to Scott. Just gets out in front of Scott. He retains the ball. Flips it in between his legs. He gets it to go with the layup. Excuse me. Yeager has the rebound. Yeager guarded by Hayes. Over to Estep. Estep. Cross pass to Ogburn. Ogburn. Over to Estep in the corner. He's off. Both teams have taken 3 threes so far in this game. Catonsville has made one. CSM has yet to make one. As Isaiah Alexander will get the rebound pass, or it's the inbound pass, excuse me. He'll find Ofa, who's shot clock violation. Allen with the foul. As Tristan Ofa heads to the line, he's a 38% free throw shooter on the season. A sophomore out of Baltimore, Maryland by way of Perry Hall High School. He gets the first one to go. And gets the second. So Ofa gets both. He cuts the lead back to 10. Tomlin has it for the Cards. Ball just went out of bounds.
Out of bounds, possession, Southern Maryland.
As Southern Maryland gets possession. Hoyt will get it. Hoyt finds Ofa. Ofa over to Alexander. Alexander guarded by Allen. He loses it, but Ofa's right there to pick it up. Tough pass to Acker, who tries to go around. Tomlin gets the floater to go.
Southern Maryland pass number 21,
Malik Acker now has 4 points on the night. Tomlin over to Sampson, who finds Kara Scott, who finds Amir Allen. Allen, he gets it to go. Amir Allen. Now his first points of the ball game. Extends the lead to 10. Alexander, guarded by Sampson, fires. He rattles that one home. Isaiah Alexander now has 6 points on the night. Meanwhile, Kara Scott has the ball for Catonsville. Over to Tomlin. Cross pass to Sampson. Didn't like what he saw. Back to Scott for the threes. Rattles it home. Takes the lucky bounce to get that ball in the net. Extends the lead to 12, 28-17 here early on. Just 9 minutes left to play in the first half. Ofa on the other end. Spins around Booker Jones, who is a 6'5" first year from Upper Marlboro, Maryland, by way of Frederick Douglass High School. The other end, Kara Scott sinks the three-pointer. Isaiah Alexander's off on that three-pointer. There's a traveling violation called by the Cardinals.
Substitutions for both squads. Catonsville 30-second timeout. 8:30 remaining till halftime. Catonsville 31, Southern Maryland 19. Again, a 30-second timeout.
Catonsville takes another timeout. TJ Prelo wants to talk things over with his team, as they have an early 12-point advantage here in the Manley Center. As mentioned, CSM has struggled on the season. They are in second to last in the conference standings. Meanwhile, Catonsville is in 9th place in the NJCAA Region 20 standings. We have a substitution for the Hawks. Checking into the game will be number 13, Will Hoover. Hoover, a first year from Navarre, Florida, by way of Kelverton. Alexander will get the inbound pass. Over to Acker. Acker finds Alexander in the corner. Alexander guarded by Scott. Alexander puts it up. It's off. Sampson on the rebound. Over to Scott. Scott back to Sampson. Over to Porter. Cross pass to Tomlin, but Porter slammed it home. Lance Porter with a slam dunk. Hoover's got the rebound. He finds Ofa. Ofa just doing a little too much to get to the rack. Ran into Lance Porter on his way up. Porter was fouled. We'll have a substitution for the Cardinals. Checking back into the game, number 30, Dorian Hall. CSM has possession. Acker to the rack. He's got it. Malik Acker. Kara Scott with the ball. Scott over to Porter. Porter, guarded by Estep. Over to Hall. Over to Scott, who finds Sampson. Sampson tried to weave his way through Estep. And the possession arrow will go with the Hawks. There's a jump ball called. Estep with the ball. Alexander's got it. Up the court. Alexander guarded by Scott. He sees Estep. Estep looking for Acker. Acker, nice screen. Acker gets open, goes right to the rack. Acker gets blocked by Lance Porter. Lance Porter didn't want any of that in the Manley Center tonight. As CSM gets the ball back, Acker over his head, he tries to go for it. Tries to lays it up and in, but Kara Scott right there to reject him. He finds Sampson for three. He's off. Alexander had it. He tried to heave it over to Estep as Scott timed it perfectly, got the ball over to Porter. Porter over to Scott from three. He's got it. Kara Scott. Now 13 points in the first half. Extends the lead to 15, 36-21. Catonsville leads. Estep over to Ofa. Ofa to Alexander. Alexander's guarded by Sampson and Wiggins. Finds Ofa over to Acker. The Estep in the corner's off. The Hawks have missed yet another three-pointer. Sampson over to Porter. He was fouled. So Lance Porter will head back to the free throw line.
Southern Maryland foul number 11, Tristan Ofo, his second.
Ofa
He's third.
will get his second foul. Lance Porter got his first free throw on the and one.
Porter shoots one more.
Misses the first one. It's now a 36-21 Catonsville lead. Porter tries another. He's got it.
Porter makes 1 out of 2 for Catonsville.
Lance Porter now has 8 points on the night. As Yeager gets the rebound for the Hawks. Yeager loses the ball, picks it up. Bad pass, looking for Estep, but Sampson tried to slam it home. And he couldn't get it in. It's a possession arrow. Goes back with the Cardinals. Hoyt is going to take this inbound pass.
Out of bounds possession, Southern Maryland.
As Hoyt just mishandled that ball. Ofa says, my bad.
Southern Maryland with a timeout. 5:51 remaining.
Alan Hoyt and the Hawks call a timeout. They want to talk things over. Not playing well as of late, not playing well this evening, trailing by 16, 37-21 to score. Just under 6 minutes here in the Manley Center. Try to see how they can get back into this one. As mentioned before, the Hawks, they're 0 for 4 from three-pointers tonight. A lot of turnovers as well. They have turned the ball over 11 times. Not a good start for the Hawks. As they went up the road here to Catonsville. CSM, if you're not familiar with the university, they're a college down in La Plata, Maryland. So we'll see what adjustments were made by both teams. As the Hawks will try to get back into this one, and the Cards will try to extend their lead. Catonsville looking to get back on the right track after dropping 3 games in a row. They are now 2-3 in conference. They have dropped them to 9th place in the NJCAA Region 20 standings. They were originally in 7th before this 3-game losing streak. Kara Scott will get the inbound pass for Catonsville. Catonsville's got it. Just try to pass it over to Wiggins, who was not open. Who found Dorian Hall, who shot the 3 but didn't go in. And E-Step with the rebound. E-Step. He tried to do a little too much with it. Lance Porter was right there. Porter to the rack. He's got it, plus the foul. So once again, Lance Porter will head to the free throw line. This will be his 3rd trip on the night. He's already made 3 free throws tonight. This is his 3rd and 1. Porter has 10 points on the night. Porter's off. So he could not complete the 3-point play. As Alexander will get it for the Hawks. Alexander fires, he's off. Hayes with the rebound. Cam Hayes fires, he's got it. Nice floater by Cam Hayes. Extends the lead, 41-21. CSM's got it. Acker to the rack. He was fouled. Wiggins with that foul. Yeager will check back into the game for the Hawks. As Ogburn heads to the free throw line. Ogburn's got it, so he'll complete the 3-point play. Catonsville is out with Micah Morgan is out with a leg contusion to this matchup, so it's a big loss for the Cardinals, but they're handling it pretty well. Up by 18, 41-24, as Dorian Hall extends it back to 20, 44-24. As Ofa gets the ball for the Hawks. Hoyt went a little too far out for it. Porter stripped it. Then he tried to find Hall, but it was blocked by Yeager. Hoyt with the rebound. He finds E-Step. E-Step weaves around his defender, was swatted by Kara Scott as that ball went out of bounds. As Hoyt gets the ball. Was stripped. He had Ofa. As Dorian Hall was looking for J.C. Vega, but it was intercepted by the Hawks. Hoyt the other way. Yeager has got it. Pulls up. He's off. Cam Hayes. He's got the rebound. Over to Porter in the corner. He's got it. It was just off by Lance Porter. He went in and out. As Hoyt has it. Over to E-Step. E-Step guarded by Scott. Weaves around Scott. Goes within 2 defenders. For the layup, it goes in.
Southern Maryland has number 3, Brandon E-Step.
Scott with the rebound. Over to Vega. Back to Hayes. Over to Scott. Scott guarded by Estep. Scott in the lane. Over to Porter. Porter. He's looking for Hayes. He's got it for three. Just off. Cam Hayes misses that one. Ofa with the rebound for the Hawks. Ofa. Guarded by Porter. Tried to flip it up. But it was blocked by Porter, but he fouls him in the process. That's Porter's second foul. As Ofa will head to the free throw line. Ofa's first free throw is in. He'll shoot one more. Checking back into the game for the Cardinals was Amir Allen and Wendell Tomlin. Ofa. He's got it. 44-28 the score in the Manley Center tonight. As Tomlin will get the inbound pass over to Scott. He finds Amir Allen. Allen over to Scott. Scott weaves around Hoover. Finds Hayes. Back to Tomlin. Over to Vega. Over to Tomlin. Finds Scott. Hayes in the corner. He fires. He's off. As Yeager misses that one. Found Alexander, who was fouled under the basket. So Tomlin will pick up the foul. That's Tomlin's first foul. Isaiah Alexander will head to the free throw line.
Alexander makes the first for Sullivan.
He's got the first one. And Alexander makes both free throws. So the Hawks have able to cut this lead down to 14. Scores 44-30. Kara Scott in the lane. He's just off. As there was a turnover. Kara Scott. Oh, he stripped the ball away. Scott, coast to coast, slams it home. Kara Scott. What a great play by him. As he stole the ball from Nathan Mayfire, the substitution for the Hawks. Mayfire, a first year from Paris, France, by way of Andre Maurice. Hoyt from deep for the Hawks. He does not have that one. An errant free throw by Tristan Hoyt. Meanwhile, on the other end, Tomlin looks for his own three-pointer. He doesn't get that one. Hoover. The ball went off of Allen's knee. There's a kicked ball violation. Southern Maryland will retain possession. Hoyt puts it up. He's off. Sampson slams it home on the other end. Cam Sampson with the dunk. Just over a minute to play here in the first half. Meanwhile, Alexander had it, but there was a foul called. Vega with the foul. That'll be his second of the game. A 1-and-1 for Isaiah Alexander. He will shoot two. That one's off by Alexander. Catonsville gets it. Amir Allen over to Tomlin. Over to Vega.
1 minute remaining first half.
Vega spins in the post. Finds Wiggins. Wiggins can't get it. Acker with the rebound. He has Hoover. Hoover with the ball. Goes in between the legs of Sampson. He loses that one. Wiggins with the rebound. Wiggins. He was fouled as Hoover tried to pull him down, and Wiggins didn't like any of that. He shoved him back as Mike Wiggins will go to the free throw line. Mike Wiggins, he did have the height advantage in that scuffle, but Willie Hoover
His first team skip.
shouldn't have tried to pull Wiggins, as it's going to cost the Hawks, as they claim it's an intentional foul, meaning Wiggins will shoot three.
Wiggins makes the first, shoots one more.
In fouls like these, both teams clear the area. The free throw shooter will go to the line by himself, as Wiggins makes them both. As Vega will get the inbound pass, just 45 seconds left in the first half. Vega finds Wiggins, who lays it up and in over Acker. E-Step with the ball for the Hawks. E-Step tries to go by Tomlin. Over to Alexander for three. Just goes off the backboard and out as Allen gets the rebound over to Tomlin. Tomlin over to Sampson. Back to Vega for three. Jaceer Vega's got it! Three-pointer for Vega as Catonsville now has 54 points here in the first half. That is now a team high in points on the season for the Cardinals. They averaged just roughly 42 points in the first half. But tonight they have a 24-point advantage as the clock ticks down heading into halftime. As Vega's got it once more. Vega floats it. Wiggins is there. He puts it home. He doesn't get it. There's a foul call. Just 1.5 seconds left on the clock.
Offensive interference. Possession, Southern Maryland.
Wiggins has the offensive interference call. So Alexander will get the inbound pass, but CSM just wants to go to the locker room, talk things over, trailing by 24. Scores 54-30 here in the first half. We'll take a look at scoring totals for both squads. We'll start with the CSM Hawks, who is led by Isaiah Alexander with 8 points. Malik Acker trails behind him with 6. Then Brandon Estep with 5. Darren Yeager with 2. And Hoover not on the board tonight. As the other side, Catonsville, they have Mike Wiggins leading scorer with 7 points. Cam Sampson has 2. Tomlin has 2. Vega with 2. And Allen with 2. Catonsville in complete control tonight on a Friday night. Looking to get back into the win column for the first time this new year. As they lead 54-30, we'll be right back with the second half call on CCBC Catonsville YouTube. Welcome back into the broadcast booth. I'm Cam Cross. We'll get ready here for second half between CSM Hawks and the Catonsville Cardinals. Cardinals lead this one 54-30 at half. Fast-moving game. As both teams will take the court. CSM trails by 24.
Catonsville will start the second half.
As Sampson will get the inbound pass, he'll flip it over to Karis Scott. Scott from deep. Goes out of bounds. Southern Maryland will get possession. Hoyt over to East Step. East Step back to Hoyt, guarded by Dorian Hall. Hoyt, he was blocked by Hall. As Catonsville's got possession, Lance Porter put it up. Couldn't get it to go. He tries again. Over to Wiggins. It was stripped. Malik Acker has got it. Stolen away once more by Karis Scott. Scott is off. Over to Dorian Hall. Over to Sampson. He has Porter in the corner. He doesn't go. Scott with the rebound. Hoyt had it for a moment, but the ball went out of bounds. Catonsville will remain possession. Scott over to Dorian Hall for three. He's got it. Dorian Hall now has 9 points on the night. That was his first three of the season. Dorian Hall. The other end, Isaiah Alexander went up for it. He was fouled.
Catonsville foul number 10, Mike Wiggins, his second, team's first.
That was Wiggins' second foul. Alexander will go to the free throw line. He's got it.
Alexander makes the first for Southern Maryland, shoots one more.
Alexander's got the second one.
Alexander makes both free throws for Southern Maryland.
Sampson's got it. Over to Karis Scott. Back to Sampson for three. Sampson drills it. Cam Sampson with a three-pointer. Extends the lead 60-32. Sampson now has 5 points on the night. Alexander has it for the Hawks. Puts it up. Doesn't go. Alexander once more. Doesn't go. Ofa tried to get it. Jump ball is called. It's Coach Prelo.
Southern Maryland with a 30-second timeout.
Talks things over. Alan Hoyt called that timeout for Southern Maryland. 30-second timeout. Prelo was not too happy with that last foul that was called. Trying to quiet his team down. Doesn't want them to get too ahead of themselves. Once you do that, you start making mistakes, and Prelo just wants to settle his guys down, tell them that we're up by 28. Just have to settle things down and carry this lead into the final seconds. As 2 minutes are gone here in the second half. Hoyt's got it over to Acker. Acker misses that one. Scott with the rebound for the Cards. Scott goes into the post. He gets the bucket. Now it is indeed a 30-point game, 62-32. Alexander's got it. Over to East Step. East Step over to Ofa. Ofa stripped away by Porter. Tried to find Scott, but the ball went out of bounds.
Out of bounds, possession
as Hoyt will get possession for the Hawks. E-step. Stolen away by the Cardinals. As Porter had it, Wiggins took it back. He was fouled by Ofa.
Southern Maryland foul number 15, Trent Hoyt is first. Team's first.
As Mike Wiggins goes to the line. Wiggins gets the first.
Shoots one more.
Wiggins misses a second.
Violation, possession, Southern Maryland.
Southern Maryland with possession. Checking back into the game for the Hawks is Nathan Mayfire and Willie Hoover, number 13 and number 14. Hoover wears number 13 and Mayfire's number 14. Hoover with the ball. Hoover goes past Sampson. Over to Yeager. Yeager. Over to Wiggins. Pass to Scott. Over to Porter. Back to Sampson. Over to Hall. Hall. Over to Scott. Had the three. Was off. Scott with the rebound. Flipped it over to Porter with the slam. Lance Porter. Porter now has 12 points on the night. As the Hawks have possession, E-step with the ball. E-step, it delayed. Finds Mayfire, that was swatted away. Where a foul was called. Wiggins swatted it. But he didn't get all ball on that deflection. And he is fouled, that's his third of the game. Mayfire has it. Mayfire. He's got the second. Hayes has it for Catonsville. Cross pass to Sampson. It's off. Porter. It's off once more. Hawks with the rebound. E-step's got it. Stolen away by Porter. Porter over to Hayes. Hayes lays it up and in. He was fouled in the process. Couldn't get the shot to roll in.
Southern Maryland foul number 22, Caleb Ogborn, his second team.
That's Ogborn's second foul. Hayes at the free throw line.
Hayes makes the first, shoots one more for Catonsville.
He's got the first. He'll shoot one more. Hayes, the second, rolls in and out. Stolen away by Cam Sampson as Cam Hayes slams it home. Sampson couldn't get it to go, but Hayes gathers the rebound and slammed it home. And then Hayes was fouled. Score is 68-33. Cards have a 35-point advantage. Ogburn's got it. Over to Hoover. Hoover tried to find Mearfire, but it went out of bounds. Catonsville gets possession. Amir Allen will get the inbound pass. Kara Scott over to Amir Allen. Back to Scott. Cross pass to Hayes. Hayes from the corner is off. Hoyt over to Acker. Can't get it to go. Mearfire. So it goes out of bounds. As Catonsville gets possession. Mearfire couldn't get a handle on it. That's the second time he's done that. As J.C. Vega gets possession for the Cardinals. Vega. Over to Sampson, back to Allen. Allen to Hayes. Over to Vega. Back to Hayes. Over to Sampson. He's off. Acker with the rebound. Acker. Over to Alexander as he traveled. So possession goes back with the Cardinals. Alan Hoyt looking for an explanation from the ref, doesn't get one. As Vega has the rebound for the Cardinals. Sampson's got it. Over to Allen. Allen. Over to Hayes. Hayes. Can't get that one. There's a jump ball. Willie Hoover was involved, as well as Isaiah Alexander. As possession will go with the Hawks. And Hoyt will get it. Hoyt goes out of bounds. Vega's got it over to Tomlin. Tomlin drills the three-pointer in the corner. 71-33 the score. Alexander gets the rebound. Over to Ogburn. Ogburn lost the handle on it. Stolen. Jones has it. Over to Hayes. Over to Vega for three. Off. Acker with the rebound. Acker. Over to Alexander. He's got Hoover. Hoover splits the defenders. Hoover loses the handle on that one. As Alexander will get the inbound pass. As the ball went off of Amir Allen. Alexander's got it. Alexander off. Jasir Vega. He's got it. Over to Tomlin. Tomlin for three. He's got the bucket. 74-33 the score. Threes raining down here in the Manley Center. Acker has it for the Hawks. Over to Hoyt. Hoyt guarded by Hayes. Hoyt over to Ofa for three. Ofa, it rattles home.
3 points, Southern Maryland basket number 11.
Southern Maryland gets their first point in 3.5 minutes. As Tomlin on the other end. Threes rain down once more. Wendell Tomlin with a three-pointer. That's 3 consecutive three-pointers for the Cards. Tomlin now has 14 points. As Hoover has it for the Hawks. The other end, Jones has it. Jones over to Vega with the cards. Vega, cross pass to Hayes. Hayes for 3. He's off. Acker. Over to Alexander. Alexander's got the ball. Alexander, cross pass to Hoover. Hoover has it, spins around. Over to Ofa. Ofa, over to Acker. Couldn't get that one to go. It's Catonsville with the rebound, 77-36 the score. As Vega for 3, he's got it to go. Jaseer Vega, now 6 points on the night. As Hoyt calls timeout. Alan Hoyt talks things over. His team trails by 34. Score is 80-36. With about 11 minutes left here in the second half. A tough night for the Hawks, trying to turn things around, get somewhat back into this ball game, trying to cut the lead down to at least 15. See if that will happen in the last 11 minutes. As Catonsville is in control, 80-36. With about 30 seconds left in the timeout. As both teams take the court. Alexander with the inbound pass. Alexander. He's got it. Over to Yeager. Yeager. Over to Alexander. Back to Ofa. Ofo. Over to Alexander. Alexander. Hard foul as Amir Allen runs into him. Alexander still on the deck. The foul was called. Alexander was slow to get up as he took a big hit by Amir Allen as he was going to the ground. Gets up slowly, walks off gingerly to the bench. Alexander picked up his second foul in the process. He goes and jogs things off. He takes a seat as CJ Ogburn will come in for him. Excuse me. Foul was called. I believe that was an offensive foul on Hoyt. Not sure what that foul was for, as Catonsville will get possession. Vega's got it. Over to Kihai Poland. Sees his first action of the season. Kihai Poland, a 6'1" sophomore from Baltimore by way of Lawrence Dunbar High School. As Ofa gets the 3 to go. As Catonsville gets possession, Vega over to Hayes. Hayes to Tomlin. Tomlin threw it right to Estep. Estep with the turnover, has Ogburn over to Estep. Estep finds Yeager in the corner. Yeager back to Estep. Estep's got it. Looking for someone. He's got Ofo. Ofo to the rack. He's off. Rebound by Vega. Vega's got it. Lobs it to Hayes. He just couldn't get it home. He was fouled. Takes a hard foul. As Jasir Vega will go to the free throw line. Excuse me, Hayes is at the free throw line. He was the one that was fouled. Can't get the first free throw. As CSM had some late substitutions. Jaeger and Estep for the Hawks. Hayes gets the second to go.
Hayes makes 1 out of 2 for Catonsville.
She gets 1 out of 2. Hayes' points total now up to 11. Ofo has it for Jaeger. Jaeger's got the ball. Over to Ofo. Tried to find Ogburn, but miscommunication. Ogburn taps his chest, says it's on me. As the ball turns over to Catonsville. Vega's got it. Vega over to Poland, back to Vega. Over to Hall. Vega has it. Over to Tomlin. Has Kihai Poland. There goes Poland. Gets his first points of the season. Kihai Poland back in action tonight. Congratulations to Poland coming off an injury. Gets his first points of the night. The crowd loves it. Is Vega. He had the inbound pass over to Kihai Poland for 3. He's got it. Kihai Poland. No points all season long. He just has 4 in the last 30 seconds. As Tomlin gets the rebound. Over to Vega. Vega over to Poland once more for 3s. It's off. That would have been 7 points for Poland on the night. Dorian Hall with the turnover. Passed it to Vega. Vega splits the defenders. Sees Hall for 3. Dorian Hall misses. Ofa has got it for the Hawks. Ofa. There's an injury as Dorian Hall hits the floor. He just went down. He's lifting his left leg up. It's Amir Allen trying to help him up. He's to his feet. And Hall walks off gingerly. That does not look good for Dorian Hall. So we have a substitution checking into the game is Isaac Njorge. Njorge, a 6-foot first year, originally from Kenya by way of Parkville. As Ofo has the ball for the Hawks, and that one's off. As Njorge. Njorge over to Tomlin for 3. Tomlin's off. As Estep gets the rebound. Just 8 minutes to play here. Turnover, and Njorge picks his pocket, and Njorge to the rack is swatted by Estep. That would have been a great play by Isaac Njorge. That's E-Step's second foul. As Njorge goes to the line for 2. He's got it. Njorge looking for one more. That'll be his first free throw of the season. And Jorge gets the second. So Coach Prelo, with this advantage for the Cardinals, goes to his bench and gets some players that haven't had much playing time this season. One being Isaac Njorge, who gets his first points of the season off those free throws. Score is 87-39 as Acker the other way tried to get it home, but it wouldn't go in as he'll head to the free throw line. He was fouled. Tomlin, the second foul. As Acker will go to the line. Malik Acker, a first year from Jacksonville, Florida by way of Atlantic Coast, has 7 points on the night for the Hawks. Acker doesn't get that one. Tomlin, he's got it. Over to Allen, back to Tomlin, over to Vega. Vega loses the ball. Hoyt had it for a moment, and Vega tried to strip it back. Southern Maryland gets possession as Hoyt will get the inbound pass. Hooker Jones checks back into the game as Amir Allen goes to the bench. Hoyt at E-step. Ozone was stolen away by Vega. E-step over to Hoyt. He's got the 3.
3 points, South Carolina basket for 15, Trenton Hoyt.
Vega has the ball. Over to Poland. Poland loses the handle on that one. Kihei Poland go to the free throw line for the first time this season. Poland gets the first. Poland gets the second. As Acker will get it. Over to E-step. E-step. Over to Hoyt. Hoyt stole it away by Njorge. Njorge all alone. Left it for Jones, and Jones slammed it home. 91-43 the score. Just 7 minutes to play. Acker has it for the Hawks. As Jones fouled. Prelo doesn't like what he sees. As Yeager will get back into the game. As E-step will take a seat. As Tomlin has the ball. Tomlin over to Vega. Vega to Tomlin. Tomlin over to Vega. Over to Njorge for 3. Just off. Missed by Njorge.
Tristan Ofo for Southern Maryland.
It's Ofo, Meefer, and Hoover checking to the game for the Hawks. Ofo. He's got it. Over to Hoover. To Yeager. Yeager. Yeager fires. It's off. As Jones had it for the Cardinals. The jump ball.
Possession, Southern Maryland.
Ofo with possession for the Hawks. Ofo over to Acker. Acker an easy two. Over Jones. Vega. Over to Tomlin. Back to Njorge. Njorge to Poland. Back to Njorge, over to Tomlin. Cross pass to Vega. Vega. Didn't see the shot he wanted. Over to Poland, who fires the threes off. Yeager with the rebound. The ball went out of bounds. Mishandled it. Southern Maryland will remain with possession. Cam Hayes checks back into the game. Ofo. Over to Acker. Jones with the foul. That would be his second. Acker gets that one to go. We'll shoot one more. Malik Acker now with 10 points on the night. Acker gets both. Lead is 91-47 for the Cards. Coach Prelo talks things over with his team. Catonsville has scored 91 points so far tonight. That is the highest amount of points they've scored all season. The second closest was 85 points scored on January 4th. We've surpassed that tonight. Tomlin pushes it out to Hayes. Hayes finds Njorge. Njorge over to Tomlin. Tomlin tried to flush it home, but he missed it. Jones with the rebound. Over the basket. Tomlin cleans up the loose change. He misses that one. Ofa. Rebound. Over to Ogburn. Hayes has it. Hayes. It's travel. He shot. He went up for the shot and then decided to pass it. And the refs called to travel immediately. Is Ofo. Has it over to Yeager. Yeager. Stripped it by Tomlin. Tomlin flushes it home. Catonsville pads their lead. Poland now has 15. Excuse me, not Poland. Tomlin has 15 points on the night. As Ofo went to the line, went to the rack. He was fouled. He will go to the line. As foul on Jones. That's his third. As Ofo gets the first one. Ofo misses a second. Score is 93-50. Hayes has it. Hayes. He swatted it back to Njorge. Over to Kihai Poland. Poland for three. That's off. Njorge with the rebound. Njorge back to Poland. Over to Tomlin. Tomlin's motioning Njorge. Sees Hayes. Pass it to Njorge. Over to Tomlin. Great ball movement. Tomlin puts it in. As Ofo gets it for the Hawks. Over to Acker. Back to Ogburn. Ogburn's got it. Ogburn. Over to Yeager. As Njorge's got it. Over to Hayes. Hayes over to Njorge. Njorge over to Hayes. Hayes has it. Ofo. He's got it. Over to Acker. It's off. Tomlin gets it. Tomlin over to Hayes. Back to Tomlin. Finds Njorge. Just a little over 2 minutes to go here in the game. As Tomlin for three. He's off. He gets his own miss. Tomlin over to Njorge. From the corner, Njorge's got it. Isaac Njorge. First three-pointer of the season for Njorge.
Catonsville foul number 4, Isaac Njorge, his first, team's 9.
As Hoover heads to the free throw line, followed by Njorge. Has 100 points on the night. Catonsville surpassed 100 points. Has a 50-point advantage over the Hawks. Hoover misses that one. As Hayes with the rebound. Hayes over to Tomlin. Tomlin over to Hayes. Hayes in the post. Hayes flipped it behind the back by Jones. Over to Tomlin. Sees Hayes in the corner. Hayes splits two defenders. Tried to rattle it home. Didn't go. Estep with the rebound for the Hawks. Estep at midcourt. Over to Ogburn. The kick ball, Ogburn saves it. Over to Estep. Kihai Poland almost had it. And Jorgie's got it. Lays it up and in. Isaac and Jorgie. Estep has it. It's over 90 seconds left here in the game. Estep over to Hoover. Had a three, but it was missed that one badly to the right. As this game is all but wrapped up with the Catonsville having a 52-point advantage. Just a minute and 11 seconds left. We'll take a look at the schedule the rest of the way for the Cardinals. You have a few home games coming up. As their CCBC rival and CCBC Dundalk will come to town next Friday night at 7 p.m. Then Allegheny College of Maryland will come to the Manley Center on the 29th of January. And the homestand will finish against PGCC, Prince George's Community College, on January 31st. And that will be the last home game for the men's basketball team this 2024-2025 campaign. So as Hayes dribbles it out, Catonsville has a 54-point lead. As Peter Habita checks into the game for the Cardinals, as Hoover had it, or excuse me, still has it. As time's going to run out here in the Manley Center, Catonsville, a 54-point win over the College of Southern Maryland Hawks. Big conference win. Catonsville gets back on track with the 104-50 win over the Hawks, as they are now 8-7 overall and 3-2 in conference. Southern Maryland drops another one. They are now 2-15 on the season and 1-6 in conference. We'll take a look at stats before we conclude here. Southern Maryland, their starters, Brandon Estep, Caleb Ogburn, each had 5 points on the night. Isaiah Alexander with 8. And then on the other end, Kihai Poland with 6. Tomlin, leading scorer, with 15. Hayes behind him with 13. And then Njorge had some much-needed minutes with 9 points on the night. Njorge, he had a lot of playing time. It was his first of the season with the injury to Micah Morgan. So, as well as Dorian Hall, played 16 minutes in that first half. So good playing time as TJ Prelow goes deep in his bench. Before we conclude here, we would like to thank all the staff on the broadcast tonight. We will start with the scoring table. We would like to thank AD Leslie Ray and Athletic Operations Manager Casey Gronwald for helping make this broadcast possible, as well as Alpha Thame, Jaden Monroe, Tyler Sankovich, Seth Manos, Brian Preetz, our PA announcer Richard Keller, our camera operator Sarah Devilbis, and lastly Dan Rolandelli. Well, thank you all so much for watching on a Friday night here in the Manley Center, as Catonsville gets the big 104-50 win. You guys have a great evening. Thank you so much for watching. Cam Crossett signing off.